what you come here for. Oh my God, that's so good.
What's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is a food vlog and Stacia's taking over and she's gonna be eating everything across all of Indonesia.
The whole country, I'm eating it all.
We also have a special guest with us today, Robin.
This is my mom, Robin. She flew in all the way from America to stay with us for 2 weeks, and her and my dad are basically the people to thank for me eating anything and everything across the entire world. So my love for food came from her and my dad, who unfortunately can't be here because he's back home hard at work, but I still attribute it all to you guys. So we asked a bunch of you guys on Instagram what your favorite Balinese and Indonesian foods would be, and we got a ton of answers.
Yeah, thank you for all, our messages are still blowing up right now.
I love it. So I picked out 5 that are easily accessible to us here in Sanur, and we're gonna try some today, and yeah. As always, I can't wait. So before we hit up all the amazing Indonesian food, I'm gonna fuel up with some traditional beverages. First is called Kunyit Asam, which is freshly pressed turmeric and lime with a papaya stalk. And then I have traditional Balinese coffee. And I actually have a really funny story about Balinese coffee. So the way they make it is they actually put the grounds directly into the cup and then steep almost boiling water right on top for 5 minutes. What that does is it allows the grounds to settle so that the grounds won't get in your mouth as you drink the coffee, but you're left at the end of the cup with like a muddy layer of coffee grounds at the bottom of your cup. So Ryan and I's first night here, we go to a convenience store and I think I'm buying instant coffee. We go home, go to sleep, I wake up the next morning and I go to make what I think is a cup of Indonesian instant coffee. So I'm stirring the grounds around, stirring, and I keep sipping and I'm like, this isn't dissolving, like what's going on? So I kept getting mouthfuls of grounds, but little did I know I wasn't making it properly and I needed to let the grounds settle. So this is my first real cup of Indonesian coffee, the traditional kopi tubruk. It's good. I never thought you could make coffee with the grounds still in the cup. It's really nice, very thick, almost like a Turkish coffee or a Vietnamese coffee. It's yummy. And then for the turmeric drink, I'm really excited because I use turmeric a lot at home too to fight like inflammation and just to promote overall good health. But this looks real thick. Whew. That's amazing. This is so good. It's obviously just turmeric and lime, so those are the only 2 flavor profiles. I like this a lot. Thank you so much to one of our Instagram subscribers for recommending this drink. He did recommend the turmeric mixed with tamarind, but I couldn't find it, so this is the next best thing. Next, however, we are going to one of the most highly recommended places from all of you guys on Instagram. It's a local warung, which is a little bit different than a restaurant. A warung is like a family-owned cafe with really affordable prices and really traditional Indonesian food. So let's go. So ask anyone from Bali what the #1 food you need to try when you come to Bali is, and they will say Babi Guling, which is a whole roast suckling pig. You guys know from our Philippines videos, I absolutely love suckling pig. So we came to Warung Babi Guling in Sanur to try one of the best in all of Bali. Hello. Hi, thank you so much. So we pretty much are killing 3 birds with 1 stone here. This is our plate of roast suckling pig. I have the crispy skin, the pork pieces. I have sate and sambal matah. The difference between sambal matah and a traditional shrimp paste or chili paste sambal is that this one is actually dry and raw. It's not cooked. So it's a dry mixture of onions, garlic, chilies, and some various spices. It's super spicy. So obviously I have to taste the best first, the crispy pork skin. So it gets this crispy by rubbing oil and turmeric on the outside, which is also why it's this color. And there's nice congealed, amazing fat on the back. This is like my favorite guilty pleasure snack. It's all fat, hardly any nutrients, but it tastes so good. So next up, I'm gonna try a bite with everything mixed all together. It's so fresh tasting. You just get like a huge kick of chilies from the sambal matah, but the pork is extremely tender. I'm really impressed. The best time to come here is around lunchtime, and it's like 4 p.m. So I don't think they cooked this very recently, but regardless of the time, it's still extremely flavorful and very moist as well. It's satay time. It's so good. Satays are pretty popular all around Southeast Asia, but each country kind of has their own take on it. This seems like a relatively dry rub that's cooked over an open flame and fanned so that you get some of the charcoal flavor. You taste a ton of charcoal, chilies, and some sweetness as well. It's really good. So I did a pretty good job. That means it's really good. Everything together was amazing. The only thing left to be desired was like, I wanted 6 pounds more of pork. Actually, pork isn't super popular in all of Indonesia. Since Indonesia is a primarily Muslim country, they don't eat pork. But in Bali, it's predominantly Hindu, and pork is a huge part of the cuisine. So Babi Guling is one of Bali's claim to fame, and for good reason. It's really good. We're here at the next Warung, which has been highly recommended, not only online, but by one of our Instagram followers. Thank you so much for suggesting this place. This dish is gonna be a little bit more adventurous. I mean, Ryan's definitely not gonna try this one. It is traditional Balinese fish head soup. Here at Warung Mukbang, they have a set menu. So you come here and you get 3 things for 45 Indonesian rupiah. You get nasi or rice. You have a really amazing looking piece of fried mackerel. This is the cooked sambal, which is different from the one we saw earlier. And then fish soup. I got a fish cheek, which is like the highly coveted piece of fish meat, so I'm super excited about that. Really clean flavors. So it's really fresh tasting. The fish is a tiny bit dry, but it's really hard to avoid that when you're cooking a whole fish fillet like this. But the outside is really nice and crispy, extremely flavorful and not too greasy. And then everything just tastes like clean, simple flavors. That's what I love the most about food, is when it tastes clean. So the soup itself is pretty simple. It is the fish head, cucumbers, which are cooked with white radish, and then everything slowly simmered with turmeric, which is where you get this really nice color from, ginger, shallots, and chilies. But what I'm really excited for is to try this fish head. So let me get some of the cheek out. Ooh, that is a huge piece of cheek. This is what you come here for. Oh my God, that's so good. The cheek is like the most tender thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. And the broth is relatively mild. I thought it was gonna be really spicy, but it just accompanies the fish really well. It doesn't overpower it. And there's actually a little bit of sweetness to it too. So I actually tried another really popular Indonesian soup called bakso, but I tried that in our Instagram stories. So follow us on Instagram, go to the Bali highlight, and you can see what I thought of bakso as well. This place is amazing. It's right across from the beach in northern Sanur. So if you're having like a beach day, definitely stop by Warung Mukbang. Yeah, Warung Mukbang. So we are here at the Sanur night market, and this is pretty much one of my favorite venues to try local cuisine, is a night market. You just get people who are cooking every night out of passion from their carts. There's always long queues for the good stuff, so you know it's good right away, and let's head in. So I know you guys would be mad at me if I didn't try nasi campur, so here is my plate. It's essentially a mixed rice dish with a bunch of different proteins and vegetables and their own sauces and spices. It's a pretty similar thing to other Southeast Asian countries with a bunch of mixed foods right next to white rice, so I'm really excited to try the Balinese version. So I want you guys to leave a comment down below and tell me what I'm eating, because I know some of the things, but every nasi campur is a little bit different, so it's really difficult to keep track. One thing I do know, these amazing little caramelized spiced peanuts are on my plate, and these are so good. I'm just the biggest fan of mixed plates. Similar to Penang, when I had that amazing nasi kandar, it's bringing back all of those flavors for me. My mouth is just watering for more. I have chicken, peanuts, egg, there is beef, there is eggplant on the plate, and I couldn't ask for much more in a dish, really. So another thing you'll notice if you are a Western tourist, in Bali in particular, they won't always give you all of the spicy dishes because a lot of people get what they call to be Bali belly, and it's basically like an upset stomach from eating too much spicy food. But if you do want to taste the authentic versions, make sure you tell them you want the food spicy, which is what I did, and it's hands down some of the most flavorful food I've had in a really long time. Thank you. So excited. Sweet tooth major. I'm not great with my pronunciation, so this lovely lady's helping me out. This is Jajip Bali. Yes. One of you messaged us on Instagram and said that this was a must try for Balinese sweets, so I asked for one of everything. All right, I'm gonna try the tapioca first because it reminds me of those little jelly worms, like the sour jelly worms rolled in coconut. Really good mild flavor, rolled in like a nice unsweetened coconut. That one wasn't too sweet, but I'm gonna go try the others as well. Now this one piqued my interest because I love sweet rice dessert. This looks like sticky rice rolled in coconut. This is so good, really good. Thank you so much. I have a sweet potato one, which I'm really excited to try. Now that texture is much different than the other ones. It is like a sweet potato wrapped in a gelatinous sweet casing with coconut as well. What I really like about this is that it's not overwhelmingly sweet. Two like sugary, powdery desserts give me a headache, but this is seriously perfect. I would highly recommend this to anyone who has a sweet tooth while you're in Bali. As usual, guys, I'm pretty much nearing food coma, but everything we tried today was really amazing. My sweet tooth is so strong that I got a sesame ball and a fried donut for the ride home, but that's pretty much it. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya!
You have been requesting that Ryan try stuff.
Here we go. Turmeric?
Turmeric.
I'm not a big fan of turmeric.